how long or how many times I play it, I still find him unbelievably fascinating and interesting and challenging to play. I mean, there's something about his sort of prolonged torment going on within him. There's an element of self-loathing. There's a real battle going on within his own nature that he's very rarely at rest. I didn't want to. Of course, I wanted to make it fun and entertaining. I wanted some fun scenes, and yet I wanted some substance there. And this guy's past is not all roses, and he's got some edge to it.
Awesome.
So I was trying to get as much of that in as possible. And of course, when Dark Knight came out, I was like, well, this just goes to show, if you have any fears that going a little more intricate and dark or deeper is going to affect you commercially, it was all gone,
What it is in your gut, if you were going to say the one thing that, brings people to see Wolverine, what is it?
He's badass. There's something about him that you want to be like him. You wish you had him on your side, and there's something about him you relate to and feel a little bit, you feel for him. It reminds me of Mad Max, when I was growing up, Wolverine he's emotionally very attached,
Yeah.
He's very involved. He does have vulnerabilities. There is a certain amount of self-loathing. There is a constant war going on within him. Part of him desperately kind of would love to be at peace and connect, and part of him is just anarchic and wants to be on his own. It's kind of really fascinating case study in a way. Well, obviously I was reading Weapon X. I was reading the Origins. We used that quite heavily in the movie. So I was reading those, but I just, it's funny, I get sent them all the time, and whichever ones come, I was reading the one, I can't remember what the title of it is, but the whole thing with Deadpool and Wolverine, which was great. There's really a lot to be gained from both the dialogue and also the visuals. I draw on them a lot, but there's no doubt that my favourite saga is the Japanese saga.
Yeah.
I was making a case early on that we should do that for this first Wolverine movie. That I thought it was so strong, and because we'd hinted at the Weapon X and X-Men 2, I was sort of like, well, maybe we should just go this direction. And quite rightly, I think David Benioff argued to me. He said, mate, if you don't deal with the origins of this character, which you've been kind of teasing for 3 movies, if you don't finally deal with it and set up who he is, then you're going to have to come back to it at some point,
What's it like going claw to claw with Liev Schreiber? I mean...
yeah, that was... we had a great time. By the way, Liev, really, really great buddy of mine, but he put on about 40 pounds for the role.
Looked at it.
Mate, you wait till you see him in this movie. People are going to go mental for him. I'm so proud of his performance in it, and the relationship we have, the brotherhood of these two, and how connected they are, I think is really at the centre of the movie. I know it's going to be a little controversial for some fans, but I really think when they see it, they're going to understand what we were going for. He can pack a punch, that guy. Well, I remember when we first came together for that hit, when we run into each other, I thought he just dislocated his shoulder. I mean, he was coming in so hard and such a weird angle. Hi, I'm Hugh Jackman, and this is Marvel, Your Universe.
Thanks for calling. Check back next week for more Marvel Hotline.
Marvel, Your Universe.